Hello and welcome to the Hobby Corner. My name's Kev and today we are looking at issue 7 of the Imperium magazine. That's right, I finally got that bloody delivery. So this one has been sponsored by Mark over at Tabletop Ready Miniatures. Go check him out. I'll put a link in the description below. He's got some fantastic content there and he's an absolute top lad. So definitely go check him out. And if you want to be one of those awesome legendary folk who sponsor an issue, then just hit that buy me a coffee link or hit the Streamlabs link, put in your donation, make sure that you put down on the description that it's for the Imperium magazine and who it's from, and then you'll have your name immortalized in the internet forever as an absolute bloody legend. Now let's get into this bad boy issue. Now some always go, oh, paint issue, not worth it, but you know what, they totally are now, because you get 3 pots of paint instead of the usual 2, which was starting to be a bit of a loss with the Mortal Realms magazines. But with this one, because the price increases to $8.99, they gave 3 pots of paint, which means actually you're still saving some money, so it's not too bad, and it means you get more paints done and out the way for more miniatures. Hey, so you get Retributor Gold, you get Corax White and Mechanicus Standard Grey. Now these 2 colours are perfectly fine, they're absolutely great, but Corax White is a bit of a 50-50. It is a really good base paint when it comes out right, but it can come out very lumpy at times, sometimes half dry. It's just a problem with the pigmentation, because it's a base paint as well. It needs to be thick to get that good coverage, but unfortunately I think they just still haven't got the formula right. And it had the same problem when this was called what was it called before? No, it was called something else, I can't remember now. But anyway, it does sound promising though, with a good shake. Now this is the one that I currently have, right, and it's actually a pretty decent one, right, considering, and that's with a real good shake and a bit of a mix. And you'll see inside it is very thick, but it's not dry or dead, it is just really goopy, right? That's what you want. You want it goopy, you don't want it lumpy, because then it means it's got dry bits in it. And once you put it on the palette, add a little bit of water to it, it's perfectly fine and comes out nice and smooth. Now this is a brand new one, and I'm a bit worried to open it, because once you open it, you kind of got a bit of a time limit on how long you can use it. But you know what? Just for you guys, I'm going to open it. So you can see the seal breaking there. And holy f***, that's the most beautiful, perfect pot I've ever seen. Sorry for the swearing. Maybe they fixed it, so it isn't just a fancy change of a label. All right, awesome. Now I gotta use that. Good thing I haven't finished painting the Nighthaunt, right? Let's get into the issue itself. So we have issue 7 of the Imperium. It says, learn about the Era Indomitus, follow a detailed paint guide, and battle with your painted models. Right, let's go through it, shall we? Boom. So always have a look at this, because with this delivery you get yourself the binder. I'll do a little video on that as well. So let's get into it. We have the Ultramarines, names and titles. The genetic enhancement that lend each Space Marine their size and strength also grant them extended lifespans. The greatest of these superhuman warriors may fight for centuries, earning titles and honors and leaving their name etched into the history of books of their chapters. Cool. So Ultramarine names. The Ultramarines maintain a tradition of noble names that can be traced back more than 10,000 years. In the intervening millennia, these names have been shaped by the culture of the worlds of the realm of Ultramar, the Ultramarine stellar empire. The names of the greatest Ultramarine heroes are well known across the Imperium and spoken in awe. Marneus Calgar, Caetus Sicarius, Varro Tigerius, all have taken their place in annals of mankind. Boom. So you got a nice little list here of first name and last names. There's quite a selection there actually, so this is quite cool. So if you haven't already named your stuff and you don't quite like the little examples that they give on those sheets, there you go, you can use this. And how to roll a d6, you just roll one as the tens and one as the units. Is quite a simple thing. Anyone figured that one out. Space Marine hero titles as well. Ooh, Ultramarine heroes and leaders such as captains, lieutenants, juplins and librarians. That's right, we say lieutenants here, not lieutenants. We're not crazy Americans. Often earn... Oh, big love to our cousins across the pond, by the way. Peace. Often earn grand titles in honor and recognition of their victories or great feats. For example, Cato Sicarius, captain of the Victrix Guard, holds the title Master of the Watch. Knight, champion of Macragge, and High Suzerain of Ultramar. So here we go. You get to mix it up a little bit here as well. You got the different worlds within the realm of Ultramar, or you know, some other bits like of the righteous, of the company of the meek, and then of course you got the ranks here, or like, you know, the name of like an honored position. And then we've got honorifics as well. So on occasion, a squad of Space Marine battle brothers will prove adept at a particular form of combat or earn a great victory for their chapter through a single act of heroism. Such a group of warriors may find an unofficial title bestowed upon them. These titles often make reference to their preferred style of fighting or their heroic act. So yeah, you've got quite cool ones like the Quicksilver, the Adamantine, and Soul's Blade, Storm Lance, Exterminators, so on and so forth. So tons of options if you are a bit creatively stymied for names and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And we've got the same for the Necrons as well, so that's really cool as well. So before their transformation into murderous androids, the Necrons were a race of flesh and blood who called themselves the Necrontyr. Necron nobles still bear the ancient names bequeathed to them upon their birth, as well as magnificent titles they have since earned or claimed for themselves. Boom! I mean, look, the Unliving, the Flenser, well, we've got the Starwalker, the Omnipotent, the Godslayer. Jeez. I mean, there's a fair amount of names there to choose from. So, and then of course you got the dynastic epithets here, like Lord of the Starless Void, or Slaughterer of the Meek, Guardian of the Crone World. So Necron nobles often take or are granted extravagant epithets, I hope I'm saying that word right by the way, that demonstrate their power and ruthlessness to potential rivals and serve as a warning to the lesser races. These epithets often reflect the victories or villainous deeds of their bearer. For instance, Amontech Pharaon of the Subakar dynasty is known as the Crimson Scythe, thanks to the blood his armies have spilt. This is going to trip me up all the way through the subscription, innit? I'm going to be tongue-tied so bad. Though the most Necron nobles treat their troops, particularly the near-mindless Necron warriors, with contempt, they have been known to grant names and titles to those units that serve them well on the battlefield. The Necron overlord Taranek the Loyal, for example, names each unit of Necron immortals under his control in honor of the worlds he has conquered. Awesome. Right. Swiftly moving on, we got the Era Indomitus, the Imperium Resurgent. So divided in two by the Great Rift and threatened by countless foes, the Imperium of Mankind looks to his greatest living hero for salvation. The reborn Rebuti Yiliman, of course. In the wake of the Great Rift's opening, the Imperium of Mankind was split into to the Galactic North lay the Imperium Nihilus, Cut off from Holy Terror and the Emperor's guidance, it was plagued by demonic hosts, rampaging bands of traitors and predatory alien foes. To the galactic south of the Great Rift was the Imperium Sanctus, where the Emperor's light still shone. Yet even here, war rage, chaos warbands, and alien forces threatened Terra itself. So we can't read all of that, of course, because here's a review. But nice little bit of toilet reading there. Now, many decades after their departure from Terra, those fleets still forge a path through the stars. That's talking about the Indomitus Crusade, which is set to reclaim all the lost territories that happened when the Great Rift ripped through everything. So, the Imperium at War, you have the Imperial War Machine, which is made up of many factions who each possess grand armies. Whilst these factions often have vastly different objectives and motives, the Indomitus Crusade has forced them to work together. You got Crusade fleets, which are made up of fighting forces from many different Imperial factions. The task is to venture out and secure those territories deemed essential to the survival of the Imperium. It's kind of like doing the Great Crusade all over again, you know, but almost worse maybe because of the forces of chaos that they have to combat as well. And then of course you got your Lord Commander. So after venturing to Terra and communing with the Emperor of Mankind, Robuta Guilliman took the title Lord Commander of the Imperium, an ancient title that has only been borne by a few warriors of the Imperium's long history. A Lord Commander has supreme authority over the Imperial armies, armed forces, and serves as the chairman of the ruling Senatorum Imperialis. So he's top dog, second only to Mr. Emps himself. So it shows you how to paint again. We know how to paint, we've been doing it. But now you get to use your Corex White to fill out some details, like the embossed details on the shoulder pads, the face, bone bits, knee pads, inside the cloak, that sort of stuff. Get the lieutenant as well, his little white strip on here, paint up the shield, and then fill in some details with the Retributor armor. So it's just little details here and there essentially, but it's all coming together. Soon you'll be using shades to sort of bring a bit of difference to that, but we haven't just yet finished because you still got cloth and bits of leather and stuff to fill out first. Then we move on to the Necron Resurgence. So this is the playthrough that we covered. Thank you to Mark for covering me on that and sending the copies of this so we could do that. The Space Marine forces trapped within the depths of Necron base on Magaria have begun to turn the tide of the battle in their favour. Yet deep within the cold heart of the Obsidian Tomb, something awakens, stirring the Necron defenders to action. So essentially you got just two intercessors fighting off these chaps here, and it was a very interesting game actually. We had a lot of fun with that. This is where you learned about your strength and toughness and how that affected your rolls to wound. And then you got your wound roll table here. So if something is twice as strong as the toughness of the thing you're hitting, then you'll be wounding it on a 2+. So you make a successful hit roll and then you move on to wounding. And then of course it gets more and more difficult the tougher the thing that you're hitting is, or the weaker you are opposed to the thing you're hitting. So you make a little playthrough there. It's quite fun. It's kind of one of those you got to be lucky with your dice roll games, but yeah, it's decent. And then of course on the back we have issue 8, the Necron Overlord, and 9 and 10 you have these ones. Now we already know there is sort of a problem with issue 10 where you're getting the same sprue as issue 9, but we'll cover that in another video. But if it does happen, double check your sprues, and if you got the exact same sprue, contact Hachette they'll put you on a list and they'll be sorting something out eventually. The point is, there's supposed to be 2 different ones. Gotta make sure you get that right, but we'll cover that more detail next time. So I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Tabletop Ready Minis for sponsoring this issue. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and again, if you want to sponsor an issue, just hit one of those links either to buy me a coffee or to the Streamlabs donation page, and make sure that you put in the comments who it's from and what it's for, and you too can be an absolute legend. Also, you can join the Buy Me a Coffee membership program, where you can actually become a full-fledged Hobby Corner crew member and unlock perks and stuff like that. These legends have done it. You can too, for as little as £2 a month. It helps a lot, and of course it's a lot better than Patreon or other payment schemes because they don't take a cut. So more of your donation and membership will go straight into getting this channel to the level of quality that you are deserving of. And if you can't do that, then there are affiliate links down below to get your magazines or to get your hobby supplies, and you can always just subscribe, like, share, comment, and all that fantastic stuff. Don't forget, Monday nights we do the playthroughs at 9 PM, and on Fridays we do a little hobby hangouts, plus sometimes a guest as well, at 9 PM as well. So go check that out. Big love to you all, stay safe, stay beautiful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.